Bringing you your favorite new MCs, it's Dormville.
Too many dance, I guess it's my fault. I sing a little and make a lot. Two at a time, they be on hot pocket. All on my line, they tryna thought. All on my line, she tryna thought.
What's going on, everybody? It's Dormville. I'm your host, Lofty Yakeem, with my co-host
Backstage, man.
And we're sitting down today again with rapper Bruce777.
Again. We back. It's me.
Yes, sir.
Who don't know Bruce? Bruce is that nigga, bro. That nigga that is going to be, fucking number one at the end of what year is this? 2020. No
Man,
cap.
I appreciate that. I'm trying, man. I'm out here. Listen to 7 Summers. I got a bunch of stuff out right now, coming out. I'm going crazy. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Bro. Yeah, let's actually jump into the interview.
Yeah, last time we talked to you, it was under a different name. It was Bruce Lee 777, and you've had like a couple ever since then. I just want to ask the reasoning behind it, and is this one the final form?
Okay, first of all, yes. This is my name's final form. As an artist, this is my baby form. But Bruce777, yeah, I'm done changing my name up. It was a bunch of confusion with previous managers. But yeah, I like to keep the 7. The 7 is God's number, 7. I feel like it protects me. I feel like I have an angel, and I'll never abandon the 7. But yeah, Bruce777 is my final name. I got some merch on the way and stuff, so it's like there's no turning back now. So yeah.
Yo, since we talked to you, you've released your debut album. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna call it. Debut, yeah. Motherfucking 7 Summers. Let's talk about just the concept behind it. I know I did a write up for it and talked about it. I've talked to you about it before and all that shit, but let's let the people hear this conversation.
Bet. Yeah, first of all, I appreciate the write up and everything. It's really surreal to see people's different takes on on my music, my projects and stuff like that. But 7 Summers, how it originally came about, I'm not even gonna flex, I'm not gonna cap. It was just I had some dance hall songs, and I had maybe 3 or 4 dance hall songs, really, really solid finished songs, and I was like, man, these are tight. I was just like, how am I gonna put these out, And I was like, man, I'm from Hawaii. It's a different. In my head, I was just like, man, who's doing this? Who's making a summer project that's it's applicable to the whole nation. Everybody could listen to it, not just people that live on an island. You know what I'm saying? And make a pop style project. At the time, I'm not gonna flex. I'm tight, right? I've worked on my pen and stuff. It's I could finish this out and I can make a really cool project. And I was like, so all right, whatever, I'm gonna do it. So I made a few more songs. Probably the Slut Party song is probably one of my favorites. Shout out to Slut Boy. He let me get on that record, and he was like, yeah, man, you can put it on your project. So it kind of came together really organically. And the most fun was putting the songs in order, basically, after I was like, dang, I have 15 songs, so I took some off, and I put it together, and I was like, man, this kind of tells a story. And subliminally, I write about women, it's weird, all the time, different scenarios and cases that I've been through, and I just put them together, and it kind of was like, all right, this kind of makes sense, and I put it out, and it did way crazier than I expected. There's nothing backing me. There's no marketing or any big crazy funding or anything, but it's the people, it was really receptive. I got really good engagement from it. I was like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is where I'm supposed to be. It was really reassuring. But yeah, I love that project. I think it's it's gonna be a really cool milestone when I get to where I'm going, to look back and be like, man, it's a solid piece of work, So if you haven't listened to it, check it out. It's on all platforms. 7 Summers, Bruce777.
Bro, we're just gonna throw the fucking. Oh wait, never mind. Well, so we can just throw it up on the screen. But you know what? We're an audio podcast now.
Yes,
but,
sir. The future.
The future is now. The future is Dormville.
I know y'all probably gonna ask me like what I got coming up. One thing that I have coming up is like 99% locked in is there's a festival. So you guys are familiar with South by Southwest.
Bro, I was about to say, bro, we talked about it. Never mind, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
I was like, bro, nigga, we've had this conversation. What are you talking about, bro?
For conversational purposes, there's actually a North by Northeast, which takes place. Yeah, it takes place. Nobody knows about it, but it's obviously a smaller festival, but it's connected to South by Southwest and takes place every year in Toronto. I believe it's in June.
June.
And I'm gonna be out there, so it's like I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? If y'all try
shoot that information, bro. Like
absolutely, some like media team, some kind of collaboration.
We have the equipment to be on the go now, bro.
That is true.
Ooh, stop.
We have the ability, nigga. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, sorry, fuck this job. I gotta go.
Went to North by Northeast.
On some crazy shit like but all right, we'll talk about it.
But like crazy, like not crazy thing is, but like when we were doing the fan questions, you were saying that your ex was the one that asked one of those questions, and you were talking about how you subliminally write about women. But like I remember whenever you dropped Keep Up, like my nigga, you were on fucking all social media just like geeking about Shorty. Like was that not a new experience, but was that something like you'd never done before in music? Because like previous music was just like not, I don't know, I won't say it wasn't woman focused as it is now.
Right. I get what you're saying. Keep Up is crazy. Yeah, I was in love with Shorty, like obviously, very obviously, like I didn't care how I looked type shit. And it's like she hella, you know, this shit didn't work out. It is what it is. I'm not gonna bash her or whatever. But yeah, that was the first time I sat down, I wrote that shit in like 30 minutes, just straight about her. And now when I listen to it, it's like weird because it's like, damn, this is such a good song, but I don't want to listen to it, you know. But yeah, it's a solid song. I wrote it. I put it out. It was about her. It was her favorite song, you know. And then I love hard, I guess, you know, like I have some really weird like situations that I've been through with women that put me in a really specific and particular position with my emotions. But it's funny because I wrote Keep Up, and then I wrote a few other songs about her. They didn't come out. And then I wrote THOT after she did me crazy. And it's not even about her, but it's just like on a real different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to the songs back to back, like you can almost tell like where I'm at when I write the songs, you know? And it's funny, I decided to make the THOT video, which is going to come out hopefully at the end of this month, probably beginning next month. I wrote it, and it wasn't even particularly about her, but I made the video like explicitly about what happened. So it's going to be funny when she watches it. It's like, I don't know, it's tight. Like I feel like I'm in a position to be like, man, what the fuck? Like I'm just going to be sad. It's like, no, I'm in the position to like portray my experiences through art, you know, whether it be a video or through music. So it's like that's what artists do, and it's like that's who I am. So it's like I'm gonna do that all the time now. It's like but based on a true story. But it's crazy because the video is gonna be really tight. Like the video is gonna be, it's the first time I actually could sit down and like write a video out, like have good actors, you know, have some funny behind it, and like, so I'm really excited for it. And I'm really excited for how my exes are going to feel when they watch it. So it'll be a good time.
So this is, what video came out last year?
My other video I got out. It's called Ugly.
Yeah. So like.
Yeah, that video, I had no creative control.
Damn.
I also didn't really know what I was doing or wanted to do with the video. So it's a solid video. Shout out to Nate Boy. It's really, really, really well edited. but it could have been way better if it had some kind of story or some, you know, it's kind of just me feeling myself. It's not really a song with, it doesn't really have like, it doesn't really evoke emotion, but it's a good video. You should check it out if you haven't seen it.
Nigga, I was really about to be, bro, I have. This is a podcast. One day I'll figure this out. But like, okay, so you and Luca, like Luca's coming on. By the time this airs, it'll be next month.
Shout out Luca Melody. Listen to his album Flirt. I'm all over that joint.
Y'all are like, I don't want to say y'all are together, but y'all are just like musically together at like every 3 songs. It feels like, and it's like, when is the Luca Bruce tape coming out? I don't even care if it's a mixtape. I don't care if it's like 4 songs, EP, whatever. Like, when is that happening?
That can happen literally whenever.
Bro, before he gets on the show, I need it to drop.
Okay, we could do something. The biggest problem with that is like it's like one of the last pieces to the puzzle is a producer. Like we use really specific beats, so I think that's why we work well together. And he's a really high caliber artist, honestly. Like he's a really good singer and a really good writer. But he like we need beats that I don't know, a bunch of people send me beats on a weekly basis, and I can make a song on any beat, but it's like if I make a song on a beat that's not, you know, at the same level as the beats that I've been putting out, then what good is it? You know, I don't want my fans to look at me like, this is cool, but it's like, I want every song that I drop to be better than the last song. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the biggest thing. We're almost there. We've been in contact with a couple of producers. But yeah, it's just really finding the producer that really gets like what we're going for in our music. And then it's over with, honestly. Because beats cost a lot, man. Can't just be going to every YouTube, you know, paying $300-$400 for a beat. So.
Since Luca is a frequent collaborator of yours, I want to know like how y'all met.
How me and Luca met. We met in school for audio engineering.
Nigga, you went to school?
What?
What?
Yeah, I did. I did. It's crazy. I went to school. I went to Georgia State first. For like 3 semesters, and this was when I first came to Atlanta, maybe like 2015, 2014, and I went to Georgia State, and it was cool. I wasn't, you know, planning to be an artist or anything. I was going for exercise science. That was my major. And it was all right. I was, you know, just being a regular guy, I guess, just going to school. And then I was like, man, what am I doing? Like, I'm still making music, like in my, you know, pastime. So I'm like, why not just, you know, flip it over? So I tried to change my major from exercise science to music, basically. And they're like, all right, yeah, that's cool. You got to take this trigonometry and this hella crazy science and hella, you know, all these other shits just, you know, just to take my music classes. And it's like, those classes cost hella money. And it's like, bro, I don't want to do that no more. It's like, I'm a grown ass man. Like, I don't want to fucking, like, I know what I want to do, you know? So I basically, I finished my semester or whatever at Georgia State, and I went to this trade school for audio engineering, and it took place in a professional studio, and that's where I met Luca. Almost said his real name. That's where I met Luca, and that's where we learned to mix ourselves, basically.
Damn. We're gonna ask that nigga the same question if it doesn't match up, bro. I'm coming for somebody.
Nah, go for it. He was hella trash. He'll tell me. He's gonna tell you. Listen, it's funny. He's gonna tell you that I wasn't helping him because I was at the school first, and he came in like 3 or 4 months later, and our mentor was on tour with Escape. I don't know if you guys were familiar, but our mentor was on tour with them doing the audio, whatever. And so we were basically teaching ourselves in this professional studio, and he was asking for my help, and I really wasn't helping him at first. But that's all. That's all he's gonna tell you. Shout out Luca, man. That's my brother.
So on Seven Summers, like, have you performed any of the songs? Like, have you performed any of the songs live?
Absolutely. So I had a release party when it came out, and that was tight. Then after, basically, I had a couple songs that I was trying to run from the album, like as singles, and even on road, whenever I perform it, it goes crazy.
That whole
That
is
beat
fucking
is
tight.
bananas. Yeah, every time. Um, Let me see. Yeah, whenever I'm with the homie Slub Boy, we perform the Slub Party song, which is also a banana song. So yeah, I love performing. I'm always gonna perform Seven Summers records. But then again, I'm always gonna feel like the music that I'm putting out after is better, and I'm always gonna be excited to perform it, you know. So
Yo, whenever you're doing like performances now, do you like think, okay, let me do thought, and then like since that's like the number one thing that's being pushed at the moment, and then do something else, or is it like let me do thought, and then we perform something that's not released yet, and then let me do a Seven Summer song?
that's a good question. So like now how I'm in the mode, um I straight performed Thought for 5 straight weekends. So I got my performance down. So it's like my performance is almost kind of boring to me at this point, but I still perform it first. And anywhere that I'm going, anywhere I can submit a song, because it's just that's the song that I'm running right now, you know. And after that, you know, sometimes I don't even care because I don't know, I perform a lot. So sometimes I'll be like, all right, this is a set time. I can talk between these songs. Okay, I got 3 songs. Sometimes I'm just like, whatever, I'll perform what I want. And then other times you got to think about the venue. Like if it's a small compact venue, that's the only time I'll probably perform some unreleased songs, just like as a tester, you know, like when comics test new their new material, they probably wouldn't do it at the Apollo or something crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then I'd be like, all right, like, because there's songs that you think work, and then you perform them, and then people are like, all right, play that other song. I thought that one. Yeah, I like that one.
They're the one about the
like,
thoughts.
Yeah. So, yeah. I love performing, though. I can't wait to do it in front of a bunch of people.
And then like going back to the music, Thought that came out late last year. So what is the projected date for like new music or projects or what during this year?
I've been thinking about that a lot recently. This video is taking longer than I thought to be released, so I'm kind of leaning on, because I need, like, I'm making all this good music that I really excited about and really want to put out, but I also need to put out this video and, you know, have a campaign for it and just let it be received by, you know, the people and let it run up the numbers. So I'm probably going to do that, and then just work on putting these songs into a project, and or I could, you know, Seven Summers 2, summer's coming up. It might be a shorter project just because I want to put some really like more compact but more hits, you know, instead of drawn out album story type of deal. So yeah, probably Seven Summers 2, honestly, because I don't want to waste any of the songs by putting them out too early or whatever. So we'll wait on the Thought video, which should be coming out really soon, and then Seven Summers 2 should be on the way right after that.
And then something, I guess, like, not me and you have been talking about like a whole lot behind this, like just when we talk, but like something we talked about before camera started rolling, niggas. Audio, nigga, the way of the future. But before we started recording was like when we first started talking to you, it was you, and then you got the manager, and then, you know what I'm saying, you went through a whole crisis of who you really are type beat.
Right.
But like having a team behind you now, and like having the ability to like not have to do everything 100% by yourself, and having that input of other people, like, what do you think the value of that is?
Man, it's a blessing. It's extremely really to have people, to know you have people that are working hard. Like at first it's like you have this much time in a day, right? And then now it's like I can go to sleep and know that somebody is looking some stuff up for me or talking to people for me. So it's like it doubles your time, triples your time, you know, depending on how many people you have. And it's like, man, I can't, you know, I still, don't get me wrong, I still go through a lot of stuff alone. I'm still doing a lot of work by myself, but it's way different than when I threw a concert in 2018, 2017, and I just remember I was so stressed out for like weeks on weeks, all the way until I was going on stage. You know, it was because I set up this concert with this venue, all this business involved, and then I have all these friends involved. People are asking me like, is there parking? You know what I'm saying? Before I'm trying to go on stage, it's like really stressful. It's like it frees your mind up when you have other people to help facilitate things, and it's easier to make music and do what you want and do what you actually got in this for, instead of like becoming your whole team. Right. You know, it's a blessing for sure. I appreciate all of them.
Yo, how did the whole like team come about? Was it like you found a couple of niggas, or they found you and they're like, yo, we want to sign you, we want to work with you, or like how did it all come to fruition?
So really organically, one of the biggest parts of my team is actually my dad. We had a weird relationship coming up, but he's always believed in me, like whatever I've done. And one day he was like, yeah, I'll be your investor, you know, like once he got into a position, you know, where he could do things like that, he was like, yeah, I'll be your investor with, you know, on these terms or whatever. I'm like, all right, like cool, whatever. Like I'm doing all this shit by myself, right? And then I don't know, 2 years later, I just asked him for help, and like we've been working now, and he's actually helping me fund things like a lot of business advice, stuff like that. And another person is Alon. I can't thank her enough. Alon, she runs a few companies, like a juice company. It's called the Beatbox Juice. She's a really hard worker. I don't know how I met her, honestly, but she's running a marketing company called August Baby on Instagram, if you guys want to look it up. And basically we're helping each other. So it's like when I get to where I want to go, she'll have, you know, me to be like, hey, look, right, I did this for Bruce777. I helped him. So it's like it'd give her credibility, and basically, so she's just been working with me, and like she's a really hard worker. She talks to a bunch of people for me, sends a lot of emails, does a lot of marketing publicity stuff. Basically, yeah. And then beyond that, it's just little things that I find online, people that I feel like they can help me, you know, they actually believe in the music that I have. Obviously 90% of things cost in the music business, but you kind of feel it out after a while, see who's like really there for you. So I have a few more people, but yeah, that's about it. Hey, do y'all use Loom?
Yes, nigga. Fucking did I, bro? I feel like I swore, because there was like last year or last year. That's last. Yeah. Same fucking shit. I was like on some like real champion, like Loom is the way of the future, like everyone needs to download this app. I was sending it to artists, and I was like there's a guy that I work for, and I was like, we need to get you on here, like this is what we need to be doing. If we work on here, like these are people that are already looking for new music. Like just
Loom, low key, that shit's the way, bro.
Because you posted on there, or you posted like what last week or something, you posted numbers about that. And I was like, huh.
Yeah, like people listen to me more on Loom than any other platform.
Nigga, I can only run streams so much, bro. I'm sorry.
No. Nah, y'all, man. But yeah, they Loom, they're starting to pop off. They're gonna be really big, I feel like.
We tried to get talk to the creators and shit of that, because they do a lot of work, and not a lot, but they host concerts down in Austin and shit. But it's I don't know, them niggas seem like they're
on already type
it's
shit.
Just like, damn. But we thought about doing a segment where it's we find people off of Loom, and then we just kind of critique music and whatnot, and then
that'd be dope. Happen. Yeah, there's a bunch of things, honestly, and there's a bunch of really cool artists that really mess with what you guys are doing. So
I'm glad you brought that shit up because I really forgot. Like, I don't know. Like, it's there on my phone. Yeah, it's like it's there, and then I just like forget to go to it because then it's like, oh, I have to get ready for interviews, or like, oh, I'm like, what is that thing called? Vetting people.
Yeah.
Until we listen to their music, and it's just like, but I don't know. Yeah,
straight up. Like I'll post. I only have a couple songs. I'll post something and it'll just somebody will repost it, and then somebody else will see it and repost it, and it'll just go up and it'll be like, you have 500 plays on this song. It's like, I don't know. I really appreciate it.
They really do.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can make an account and like you start off the day with like 100 followers.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, everybody on there is like really like trying to help you, not even help each other, but just like trying to be as involved as possible. Yeah, and shit.
Which is a great thing to do while like Loom is still in its baby phases, because like once Loom like blows up, you already have like this strong network of people who have already like been there since the beginning.
Bro, you think SoundCloud's gonna die?
That is honestly, I think it's kind of past its prime for sure.
Like,
I don't know, like I don't want to say it's dead now, but it's really, 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 really get anything going on there unless some really plugged in people. I feel like,
because like I don't know, to me it's whenever I see new people, like whenever we're like going through like looking for niggas to get on the show and whatnot, it's like whenever I see a SoundCloud link, it's just like I don't know if it's like they either just don't know or they don't have the time or they don't have the money or like what it is. Just like
Man, that's a really good point. I see that a lot out here. A bunch of people that it's like they swear they're gonna get on. They swear like on their life that this is what they're supposed to be doing, but it's like they're only still posting on SoundCloud, and it really confuses me. It's like, do you not like you have to have the time, like if you love this as much, you have to have the time to like at least look it up and be like, how do I get my stuff on Spotify, or you know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's pretty obvious that it's not even that things are changes, like things have changed,
Like, I'm trying to think, like, the last, I don't know, because, like, who, Denzel, and who the fuck else was with that nigga?
The last person who's, like, blown off of SoundCloud?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because not, like, blown up, but, like, the last, like, era of SoundCloud rappers where it's like, oh, these niggas started on SoundCloud, and now they're all successful. Like, Denzel's the only nigga that, or not only, but, like, Denzel and everyone that, like, came up with him. Yeah. I feel like they're the last niggas that were like SoundCloud niggas.
Was probably like
he's in that group.
You talking about Curry? Yeah, I didn't even know he started on
because he did SoundCloud, and then he did because he was on SoundCloud, and what the fuck was that shit? Spinrilla? That shit used to go hard as fuck.
That sounds about right.
That's what I used to do like back in high school. It was like just go on Spinrilla all day and just like we were listening to new music. Most of it was like fucking trash, but it's okay. I found a couple of gems. Huh?
That's what happens with the underground.
Honestly, bro, some of these niggas just fucking shit.
Bro, you get lost in that shit.
No cap, I really don't remember how we found you, bro.
You always listen to my stuff on SoundCloud, I think, for sure.
Huh. But like I don't know like how we got there
with
though.
People on SoundCloud.
Yeah, no, but like I don't know like how
Bro, was I your first interview for Dormville?
Nigga, you wish now. Nah.
Damn! I low key thought I was.
Hold on, let me see, cause you're season. Yeah,
you're definitely one of the originals.
But like, where the fuck is YouTube? You were the 5th episode of season 1.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. Damn.
That's chill. Damn, I was thinking,
bro,
special,
bro. Nah, you are because like I don't know, like, huh? One.
Nah, it's alright. I know it's different energy.
Like
we about to go up.
Facts.
No disrespect to any of the other artists, obviously.
No disrespect, but y'all niggas are bitches, bro. That's what he said, bro. I swear to God, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bruce is out here just talking bad disrespectful, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Chill. I don't want no smoke.
Clip this, be like rapper disses every other artist.
Bro, I'm gonna just start DMing it to like texting, DM it to like all of them. Be like, bro, this nigga he just out here
dissed you.
Like, how do you feel?
You like clip my words up and make it a verse and put it on the control beat.
bro, you know what? Let me just skip class for the rest of the week and just like try to figure that shit out. Just like grabbing words.
That would be hilarious.
I wish I had the time for that shit. Like, I wish I had the time and the
I
patience.
just like
for
tricked him, saying like, "Hey, can you spit a quick freestyle, like detailing all of your favorite artists?" Just like,
just like
using these names in this list right here.
It's like, I'm gonna go ahead and email you. Hello. I'm gonna go ahead and email you just this list of names. Please say all of them in quick succession.
Man, you're not finna get me like that.
Bro, no, somebody can.
Hey,
what?
Nah, that just reminded me, like, fucking, I don't know, on some weird shit, like, rest in peace, Pop Smoke, all them niggas, like, that shit is crazy, bro. Like, it just tells me, like, how to move, you know? Like, how you gotta move, like, when you get in positions like that, because that shit is just, like, it's not even scary no more, which is scary. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you almost expect
that when I, like, you know, like, it's not
just
scary, which is, like,
point.
Yeah, which is like a scary thing to think about. It's like, bro, you just gotta move different. Like, man, that shit's crazy, bro. Like, I really looked into, you know, music because I never really listened to him, but I really looked into, like, that fool was talented, bro, and he was only 20 years old. He was like 30 or something.
Yeah, that nigga sounded old.
20 years
like,
old.
I mean, like,
yeah, maybe that was it. And he looked old, nigga. Like, he didn't look like no 20-year-old kid.
Look, he ain't look like me, bro.
Look like,
I'm 20. I'm 20.
Bro,
and
exactly.
Stepping,
He
bro,
looked like he was beating up baby daddies or some shit. Like, he looked scary, bro. But it's like, damn, that shit is crazy. It really kind of fucked me up. But yeah, while we was joking about that shit, like, rest in peace, man.
Like, how? Like, I don't know, cause once the last interview you did was the Juice one, right?
Yes.
Damn, that seemed like a long time ago. Do more. Don't do more interviews. Honestly, you just keep this one. This is it. Like, we're the only people in that one. You can have those 3. That's it.
This is the one.
Bro, you can only do interviews on
All right,
one.
bro.
I don't care how big you are, bro. Sway might ask you for one. Be like, nah, bro. I signed a contract.
That'd be fire for real. We gotta get some cameras,
bro.
going.
I'm telling, bro. North by Northwest.
And then
let me get a fucking what's that hoe called? Passport.
Yeah.
Pass like a fucking media pass,
bro. Honestly,
honestly, bro. I'm not even like but hopefully I'm really like popping enough to be like, yeah, I got some media passes for y'all. So that shit would be crazy. It's like it's not even like a loyalty thing. It's like I don't even got nobody else to be like, you know, here, y'all want these? It's like, bro, y'all are niggas, like, y'all got it.
Bro, honestly, like, my thing is, I don't even know. It's whatever. I can edit all this shit. It's fine. But like, I don't know, because you came on a year and a half ago, and it's like the niggas that we talked to from a year and a half ago, like from that same season. Like, let me pull that hoe back up.
Yeah.
Like, our very first interview, she stopped doing music for like a while, and then she just started doing music like maybe 2 weeks ago. And bro, because she was doing like that teaching shit, and so yeah, she was like trying to like focus on her like job and whatnot. I get that's what I assume it was. I don't really talk to her like that, but then like we made like a connection with like our very first label type. We had their newest guy come on like last or like a couple days ago, but like I guess by the time niggas listen to this shit, it'll be like a couple weeks ago. But like out of the rest of that season, you're the only. Is this still season 1? You're like you and one other guy are like the only niggas that we really just like talk to, like casual, like.
Facts. That's what's up.
Oh, that shit's crazy.
That's what's up, and it's dope because like we've both, like, we got a whole bunch of more stuff popping now. That's you know, it's like growth and blessings is dope,
bro. Wait, I guess kind of like you've been talking to. Oh, I had this question earlier. This one I lost my train of thought. But you were talking a lot about like what's in my future or what's my next steps. Like where do you want to be at the end of this year? Like I know like somewhat what that answer is, but like what do you personally think like the end of 2020 holds?
At the bottom line, I I just want to not be able to like not have to work,
Yeah.
like not have to worry about my people. You know, just like I don't if that includes being hella famous or whatever. Okay, but if that's just like being somebody's engineer or writing, you know, in the industry, like that's all right. Like I just want this to be the last year I have to work, like a regular job. But realistically, like I like to be 1 year deep in my first year of like a crazy legacy, you know, like sitting in December. You know how Drake be posting them videos where he's like in a house with this big ass glass wall window overlooking the city. Like I want to post some shit, like obviously not in the same fucking kind of crib like that, but it's like, you know how niggas just be flexing like in a nice place, like they're comfortable, like they just worrying about music, watching streams go up. Like I want to be in that situation, and then, you know, it's back to the grind after that. But hell yeah, that's my, you know, I'm gonna work as hard as I can to put myself in that position over these, you know, for 10 more months.
Bro, that shit's like hella doable, especially for like the way that you move and like the like what I understand like is going on behind the scenes and shit like that. It's just like, damn, like that shit is doable as fuck.
Yeah, man. Especially like I don't want to keep talking about like, you know, the fallen, but it's like especially with shit like Kobe Bryant, you know, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Fucking, I seen a post where somebody was like, people like Kobe Bryant and Nipsey are immortal, and it's because what they left behind, you know, and they left behind a mind state, you know, and you can't kill a mind state, you know. It's like the simplest way to put it. So it's like the with Nipsey and like the mind state of taking care of your people and like social I don't have the word, but you know what I'm saying, like taking care of your people and like wealth in your community and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? It's like a mind state you can't take away. And Kobe Bryant has always been my favorite basketball player, and it's like, I don't know, deaths don't really register with me. Damn, he's dead now. Like I don't really feel that shit, but it's like what I can take from that shit is like, bro, how this fool is living, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to put in a perspective that I kept thinking about, is like, how old was Kobe Bryant when he died?
40
something.
Yeah, 41.
Oh, he was 41. Okay, he died at 41, but he spent 20 years in the NBA, right? 20 whole years, and it's like, so he was like not even 20 years old when he went in, because the nigga was like working crazy like before that, and he was like 16. He went from high school type shit. So that's like what, 24 years, bro, that he was like every day, like from when he woke up to when he went to sleep, he was working type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's 20 years that he like low key didn't even get to live. Like he created a crazy legacy, you know. But it's like if you take all that away, he has like a couple years before and a couple years after that he actually got to live his life, you know.
Damn.
It's a really crazy perspective to see it in. But it's like, I don't know, that's what I take from it. It's like, bro, life is life, bro. It's gonna leave, it's gonna go. But it's like, if you put as much, it's just a mama mentality, I guess, you know. If you put as much of your effort and hard work into what you want, it's like you'll get the shit before you have to leave, you know. I don't know, it's a weird concept.
Damn. I feel like,
yeah, damn, like I wasn't trying to make it hella fucking deep or like sad.
Nah, bro, it's just like that's a different way to look at it, rather than like a lot of people just kind of like jumping on the gram or jumping on fucking Twitter or whatever and just kind of being like, R.I.P. Kobe, bro, like,
get
and just
real like clout for the day.
It's real. Like he didn't even get, like, his family's cool, but he didn't even get to like live through, like, he like finally got to be the king, you know, and he didn't even get to see his jewels type shit, or I don't know how to, that, you know, he didn't even get to see his kingdom like built and like prosper type shit. So it's just like, do all that shit while you can, man.
Damn, bro, that's fucking, I don't know, that's different. I don't know, because I never thought about like, because nigga was grinding. I imagine like grinding hard as fuck, especially like late middle school, early like all of high school. Obviously, if he, you know, gets straight into the NBA and shit, and then like You can't
and then
stop.
He gets into the NBA, and then it's like, yeah, what are you gonna go backwards? Like he gets into the NBA, like probably spending like 15 hours a day in a basketball court. You know, like crazy. Like it's unreal to think about. Like,
all right, and our final question before we let you go. Finish the sentence. In 2020, Bruce777 will.
And 2020, Bruce777 will. I'll either have the #1 video or the #1 song on some level. If it's not Billboard, it's gonna be somewhere else. It might be in Russia, it might be in Spain, but I'll have the #1 song somewhere. For sure.
Yo, tell the people where they can get the music. Tell the people where they can find you. Tell the people what plugs everything right now.
THOT. If you like it, 7 Summers, all platforms, Spotify, Tidal, all that stuff. You can find me on Instagram at Bruce777_. Find me at Twitter at 777 spelled out with another 7. That's really all I'd be on anyway. So hit me up, send me a DM, follow me, listen to my music. Shout out Dormville.
Yes,
love y'all.
So much money, I don't even fuck with it. If it's shiny, I'ma see what's up with it. Headed to the back, I'm double cup with it. If you like it, then I love it, girl, what's up with it? If you like it, you could get it, girl.